Katy Perry's here.
Yeah.
Hey, is this how we're starting?
That's how we're starting, yes. How are you?
I'm so great. I'm at my favorite, I think, radio station of this album because my album is called 143.
Yes, thank you.
And literally you guys
Yes.
are 104.3.
Right.
So it's
Right.
meant to be. I literally opened the elevator and I saw, hey, there's 104.3. I knew I was going to see you today,
Right.
but it's just so fun that, like, you know, everything is aligning.
Did you
What?
tell Seacrest that?
I did. I
You
think
did.
he's
And
going
what was the response from him?
I think he's gonna edit it out of the interview. Like you never existed.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. So, but we have it in this interview that we did
Yes.
talk about it.
Yes,
so
and we'll
let
get
it
it
be
out
known.
for the world. Yeah, we'll get it out there.
Let it be known.
Let's talk about the music. How did this all come together for you?
Well, I'm putting a record out in September, September 20th. I've got 2 songs out, Woman's World and Lifetimes. And it's a record that I always wanted to make, a dance pop record of sorts. It's a record I made after having my child, and I think my whole personality shifted in a great way. And it's just an album made from maybe a more loved, more whole spot.
Right.
WHOLE.
No, I got it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
For anybody listening that they got that as well.
Yeah, that's going to be edited out.
How
Okay.
old is Daisy now?
She's actually 4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's the
That's
best.
awesome.
She's the love of my life.
Is it going by fast?
No, actually, it's not.
It's dragging.
It's not dragging. I just take in every single day. I'm just so appreciative of every single day. And, you know, I have been making a record, but raising a human and focusing on that. And I feel like her foundation, her emotional foundation is pretty set now. And so I feel like I can go out into the world and do my thing again because I've laid that foundation and now it's just frosting.
Speaking of foundations then and keeping somebody grounded, maybe you're going to allude to that a little bit. How do you foresee Daisy's life in the go forward, keeping a child grounded when, you know, mommy and daddy have done pretty well in their careers, obviously, and
Yeah.
stuff, and they have a different world than the other person does? You know what I mean?
I'm probably not going to get it right.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be like every parent that just tries.
Right. Because nobody's
Um,
perfect.
No.
No.
But I think, you know, we all strive to do a little bit better than our parents did.
Of course.
And I'm grateful that I've had access to a lot of like mental health tools that I've been able to apply and a lot of kind of just human evolution tools that have really helped me become the person I am now and the mother I am, and just to be mindful and present. And, you know, presence is super duper important to me. And so even if I only have a couple hours with her, that's like a day, you know, because she's going to school now, that they're super present ones.
What do you want, and not invading into your personal life too much here, but I'll give it with an example of me. My dad worked like 2-3 jobs. So sometimes didn't have a chance to go out back and have a pass with me just to play catch. So I make sure, my son's 16 now, but still that we go have a game of catch in the backyard just for a chance to talk back
That's
and
wonderful.
forth at 16. What is it for you that you want to make sure you get right for Daisy?
I just want her to I want her to always feel secure and fearless, but with obviously, you know, physically knowing that there are limitations out there in the world. But I just want her to feel secure, safe, secure, and feel enough. I guess that has been my karma, is always to feel enough, to feel invited, to feel loved, to feel accepted, that she is fully loved. And it is her karma. She came down on this planet, and her biggest currency is love. And so I know that. I looked at all of her astrology stuff. I know all of her charts. And so I have a read on kind of like who she is in this interval and what she needs. And I'm just so glad I have kind of access to that in my own little way.
Are you a big fan of that, the astrology?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
Stars have existed before us and will exist after us. The real stars up in the heavens.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
up above us.
All I know is I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, you are? That's
Yes.
great. So is Orlando.
Oh my God!
What are you, January what?
Well, you ready for this? January 13th.
Are you ready for this?
Yes,
Orlando's January 13th.
I knew that.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
You're also, you know what you also are?
What?
An ace of spades.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I like it.
Just go and look it up.
I'm an ace of spades.
That's right. It's pretty good. It's pretty amazing. Ace means one, which means kind of very self-oriented at times, but also very important.
Excuse me?
Brian?
What was that in the background?
But also a leader. Leader, I.
Check.
And the spade is a worker.
Thank
You're
you.
a worker, and you're also you have access to ancient wisdom. So a
Yes.
knowing within yourself. You just know.
That checks.
That checks. That's just the broad strokes.
Sometimes I do other people's work too.
Yeah, well, we're all caregivers here. But anyways, 143 comes out September 20th, and it's an album made with lots of love and super upbeat and so fun.
I do love listening to Lifetime's knowing after you said that this was your song to Daisy. Like that's that soulmate connection. And when you hear that, I get excited to like hopefully have kids one day.
Yes.
And like, just thinking of a soulmate as a partner, but no, there's so many other different options in life.
Some people just have pets and they're like, this is my soulmate. And so, I mean, why limit it to just like one partner? I mean, obviously, like, Orlando is my partner and I love him so much, but there's definitely something that happens. I guess it may be even a mother-child connection. You created this with your cells. They're literally half of your cells or more. I don't know. But I feel so like healed and happy and whole. I mean, like, even like, you know, when you fall in love with someone for the very first time and you're in that kind of oxytocin phase and you're like really like you're sleeping underneath their nose breath and you're like, I want this so much. That never ends with the child. So that ends after a while.
That's so true.
It changes. It not ends. It
They
shifts.
do get stinkier.
Oh.
Just to give you a heads up.
Yeah. They
right?
shift. The kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But last night, literally, I was with my daughter last night.
Yeah.
She's 4 and she knows how to burp on command.
Right.
And so do I. And I'm like,
so
this is
proud of you.
totally my child. And for 30 minutes in bed, she would not stop burping. And we were laughing our butts off and we burped in each other's faces for 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was like, stop burping, go to bed.
Yeah. I have a 16-year-old, and I know what you mean by that breath. You still love it no matter what. But I don't know if I'd like the burp contest with a 16-year-old.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
16,
Not
no,
so
no.
much. No.
I mean, I think like, you know, when they're 4 and they're a toddler and they're so
So
new
cute.
and everything is like so yummy. There's something about their body that is like, they're so healthy. They're like straight out of heaven.
Yeah.
That like everything smells good, looks good. It's just like, it's just a cherub.
God, you love motherhood, don't you?
Oh, it's everything I was ever looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming across. That's
It's a
awesome.
cliche, but I mean, and it's not that way for everyone.
Of course.
But I was really fortunate enough that I climbed so many mountains before I had a child. I saw so many views, and I loved the journey, and I still love the journey. I'm operating from a different place on this journey now.
Right.
But the view I was always looking for was her, for sure.
John, you have some questions?
Yeah, I'm thinking about your catalog, and I feel like when you ask someone what your favorite Katy Perry song is, you'll almost never get the same answer twice. Like, I feel like there's so much that you're known for. Is there a song to you right now that, like, when you perform it, when you still hear it back, you're like, man, like, I did something with this. Like, this one holds up.
Well, Firework is it's a crowd pleaser, and it doesn't matter how young or how mature you are. Everybody loves it, 8 to 80, you know, the whole crowd. And it doesn't matter how cool you are either. You're like, F it, let's just go, let's dance, you know? But I will say the curveball or the dark horse was definitely Dark Horse.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, and it still works, especially when I play it, and people are still, they get that kind of like, I got to drop it low feeling
Okay.
when it comes
Yeah,
on. Like,
yeah.
I got to loosen my tie.
Right.
You know, I got to put my sunglasses on, and I
Yeah.
got to get real low.
Uh-huh.
And everybody just turns into this character. It's like a instant stank face.
Yeah.
But so it works. And, you know, interestingly enough, there's like a song on the record that reminds me of that feeling. It's called Gimme Gimme, and it's featuring 21 Savage. And people will hear that, and they might have that same stank face.
Okay.
To be seen. Yes.
Okay.
To be determined.
What do you want people to feel when we play Lifetimes? What do you want them to feel with that song?
I want them, look, for me, it was written for my daughter, but it can be written, I mean, you can adopt it for anything, anyone. It could be your mother is your soulmate. It could be your son. It could be your pet. I mean, before I had my child, before I knew Orlando, Nugget was my soulmate. And she still is my firstborn. Let's talk about that. But she's almost 10 years old, and she's a tiny, tiny, tiny poodle. Literally, like, when I got her, she was the size of a chicken tender, and that's why I call her Nugget.
Oh, my gosh.
If I squint my eyes and drank 3 beers. Really, really small. Abnormally small, probably not ethically the best decision I made, but I made it. And we're sticking with it 10 years later. Anyways, what I want people to feel is I want them to feel like that connection, that soul connection of love is out there for them. And it will find them in every lifetime. And it's something I say to my daughter a lot, especially lately. I'm like, will you find me in every lifetime? She's like, yes.
Oh, my gosh. I've never said that to my kid. That's great. I don't know if I believe in different lifetimes personally.
Great. Well, just ask yourself the question.
Yeah. I do hope, like, when I'm on the other side,
yes,
you know, and then years go down the road that my kid comes to the other side,
yes,
he'll find me then.
Yes.
But I've got that picture, like Jill and I have talked about this before too. Our picture of heaven is that we're all together again in some little house, just living by a babbling brook.
I feel like we will be all together, or we're all kind of going to the same one light.
I picture like a shire.
A shire?
You know? Yeah.
Is that your idea of heaven?
Yes.
My idea of heaven is actually every day I get to live on the beach in Santa Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
That is
It's
we have the same heaven.
Oh God, is that where you live on the beach in Santa Barbara?
That's where I live.
Oh my God, I'm so
I actually live in heaven currently. It's a state of mind
Good
that
for you.
I live in that state of mind all the time now.
And you get the ocean breeze every day when you get up?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
Good for you.
Yeah, everything. I'm so blessed.
Right.
I'm from there though.
Yeah, so that helps out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But
I went back to my roots.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so jealous now.
Well, there's a choice.
You make your own heaven.
Well, the pregnant pause is to allow you to feel awkward enough to say, you should come visit. Since you and Orlando have the same birthday.
Yes, you know, we should do a dual birthday party. Oh my God, I'm gonna.
Are we doing
now I'm gonna overcompensate.
There it is.
Oh no, that's not overcompensate. It's perfect.
Wonderful. I'll
Thank
see you
you.
January 13th.
Okay, Katy Perry in the studio. She's going to receive MTV's Video Vanguard Award and perform live at the VMAs on 9/11. That's a pretty big deal.
It's a wonderful opportunity. I get to perform for a lot of minutes on television and for the internet, and do, a little kind of reminder of songs, and then bring some new songs. And I've had a few videos that have done a couple of views.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's great. I'm really, really, really excited to do it. And I'm doing it for my fans who have been incredible. My fans have been incredible. We've been on a journey for like 15 years, and they've just come out like nothing else
and they've stuck
time.
with you through the years too.
We've grown up together. I mean, Lifetimes is somewhat about that as well. Like, they feel that, with me, and I feel that with them.
Yeah.
Literally when I go on social media, I will see, okay, here's a fan that 13, here they are at 23 and 25. Some of them are having kids. Some of them have amazing jobs. They're super creative. I wish them so much goodness. And they're just, they ride.
Yeah.
Hard.
No, that's awesome.
Is there a video that sticks out to you where you thought, this turned out better than I ever could have imagined?
Ooh, it turned out better than I could have ever imagined. I mean, yes, actually, when I got to the set of California Girls, which was being made, it was like there was the guy that did the album artwork, Will Cotton, for my Teenage Dream album. He was helping do a lot of the set. He was consulting for it, and it was like these set pieces, like the gingerbread house, was so big. I don't even know if that's still in storage. Am I paying for that, Nog? Oh my God!
It's shoved in some public storage somewhere.
It's just rotting in a storage somewhere. But like all of the sets, these days we have a lot of AI. We have a lot of
course,
effects that do all the posts.
Yeah.
And they were like hard sets. It was like Wizard of Oz style. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a big deal. Am I a big deal? This is weird. You're spending a lot of money. Is this okay? And it was amazing. And I think it really turned out.
Do you get nervous about that AI stuff as a performer?
No. I mean, look, I think it's just about chains. It's just about shift. It's like when the internet arrived on the scene. It's funny. I heard something. Okay, so when we went from horse and buggy to cars, it was a huge shift.
For
And
sure.
they used to have a law that there was a man that was employed to and I'm going to paraphrase this, so anyone on the internet that would like to leave a comment, thank you very much for getting it right for me, that used to walk in front of the car as to not scare the horse and buggies that were still on the road.
Okay.
So as it was transitioning, there was still horse and buggy, and there was a vehicle on the road. Horses would be freaked out, so they had an employed person in front of the car. I mean, like, how freaked out were people of cars?
Right.
So I think it's really about, I think everything is got two things. There's a positive and there's a negative to it. You got to keep it in balance, obviously. Sometimes it rolls over into the negative. The payoff, it ends up in that negative world. So you definitely have to keep some reins on it. But I think it's going to create a lot of jobs. I think people that are paralyzed are going to walk again. I think people that are sick are going to be totally feeling better. People that are blind are going to see again. Y'all.
I agree that AI does have a ton of benefits in that respect. But she was out sick one day. We replaced her with an AI Jill. It sounded so close to her, it freaked all of us out.
It may sound close, but it doesn't have her heartbeat. It doesn't have a soul. Period. End of story. Okay, so there's not life there.
It agreed with everything I said, though, so it was fantastic.
He loved it.
Like I said, it didn't have a soul.
It didn't have a soul.
No, but I mean, there's gonna be pros and cons. But think the pros of this, and I'm not necessarily 100% for it. I'm just watching it like everybody else.
Of course.
But don't forget that people that are really sick, there's going to be incredible improvements in the medical field.
Yep.
And they need this. I mean, all of the scientists need this in order to crack the codes of things that they've been working on for hundreds of years. So.
But the thing that all of us see is obviously on TikTok. Hey, I made this video. Look, it's a human being that looks like a real person, but it's not.
Yeah,
That's
and
what we
everything
see.
you see on TikTok,
Yes.
grain of salt.
Oh yeah.
I mean, TikTok is not like it's
Preach, girl.
you know.
I've been telling my
Be
16-year-old
careful.
son, I'm preaching the same thing.
Let's keep our common sense intact.
Everybody turn in their phones. That's what I told him.
Everyone, turn in your phones. They're listening
He's at
now.
school now where you can't have any phones during
Great.
school day. I love it too.
Fantastic.
They just started this
They
year.
need to do it.
I agree.
I mean, we are so distracted. Everyone's distracted. We're all distracted. We're so dependent. Look at what happened when the airlines went down. Now we're going off course. I have an album coming out September
Katy.
20th. It's called 143. Everybody learn how to farm.
Katy Perry.
Drink water.